I didn't love myself, and you give power and influence to the wrong people. Look how it turns out. You have to hype yourself up, and nobody else on the external side that you up. You have Welcome to Ascension with V, where we talk about spiritual awakening, ascension, and everything in between. I'm your host, Stashia Jeanette, aka V, and today we have a special guest that's about to take us on a unique journey with their gifts and experiences. Khia, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and how we got here.
Hi, so my name is Khia, and a little of how we got here is I saw you talking about no contact. And I was like, shit, that's where
Yeah.
I am too. And everything that you were saying, I was just like, yeah, I feel that because I think people assume that no contact is easy. And it's not. There's
Yeah.
so much that happens before you get to that point. And then being a therapist before as well, just kind of having because I was mostly a child and family therapist. And so having that other side of the information also, I don't know, I guess some people think, oh, well, you're a therapist, you should mend those relationships. You should. And I'm like, no, no.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was very necessary. So I've been no contact for 15 months now. And so that has been interesting. And it took me leaving to finally come into who I am and be accepting of myself.
So when you say no contact, for people who don't know the entirety of that, can you go into a little bit of detail about what that's like and why it's so difficult for most people?
Yeah, so no contact for me means absolutely no communication, and it includes mostly my parents and my sisters.
Mhm.
But for me, and I think for many other people, there are also other people that just kind of fall in that line. For
Exactly.
me, it's kind of like I know that a lot of people still have connection to my parents and they keep that going or
Mm.
like report what I'm doing and things like that. And I'm just like, no, no, I don't want that. So for me, it was for my mental health
Mhm.
that I cut all communication with them. So for me, that means no phone calls, no text messages, no social media. I don't think they're blocked on my email, but we don't do that either.
Yeah, and I say this frequently with me being, I've had this thrown in my face quite a few times with and I feel bad because I feel like this is like a repeating message that I have to end up saying often. It's usually people who are very tied in with like the church and religious organizations who want to come forward and be like, you're not talking to if
Mhm.
you always talking about, you forgave them or you forgave them, but if you forgave them, then, why are they not back in your life? And like, listen, I don't care who you are. I will tell you this straight to your face. You can absolutely forgive somebody without having them back in your life. Like I have a little jingle that I say, forgive them for they know not what to do, what they do. Forgive them, not for them, but for you. Like, it's for your freedom, it's for your peace, it's for your mental health and well-being. Just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean you have to give them an all access pass to your life again. And
Yeah.
that's not it. But have you found that with you where like if you once you decided for your own betterment, hey, no, I'm not going to have any contact with you, that people wanted to say like, oh, well, you have to forgive, then you have to forgive, and you
Yeah,
have to
you
forget.
know what? That actually started before no contact. My dad and I, yeah, so my father and I have had a challenging relationship most of my life, and most of the time it came from my mom. And you just need to forgive him. They're still married, so I did grow up in the house with both of my parents, and we would have these bats back and forth, and my mom, you just need to forgive him. You just need to forgive him. And I'm like, you've seen the treatment, right? Like, you've been here the entire time. Then why would you tell me to keep doing that? And, I've had other people say the same outside of her as well. And it's like, forgiveness like you said, does not have to come with reconnection or giving you access to continue doing the same things. I forgave you maybe the first few times when you said that you were sorry and you continued the same actions over and over and over again.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I forgive you so that I'm not carrying that all the time, which I think that's definitely a process.
exactly.
I okay, let it go for me so that it's not this giant monkey on my back. But that does not mean that I have to allow you to keep doing things again and again and again.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, that seems like such a behooving, baffling thing to a lot of people when you say like, "No, I did forgive them, but I just am not. I'm not interested in repeating the pattern. I'm not interested in repeating the cycle."
Yeah.
People people on the other end, it's a two-part process. Like they have to. You can say I'm sorry, but like if you don't change the behavior and the thing that you are doing that was consistently hurting me, then like this is pointless. Words mean nothing. It's the actions that got to come through with it as well. If there's no action to it, is that I'm out.
Right, exactly. And for me, right up until the point of no contact, they were doing things that I was just like, are we always give that like one more chance for you to like,
Yeah,
please do it right
yeah,
this time so I don't
yes,
have to go through with this.
yeah.
And I finally was like, okay, so I moved from Oklahoma to South Carolina. I manifested it in 2 weeks. Like, crazy how everything happened, but I didn't tell my parents I was leaving.
Mm,
So I left, and at the time, I was staying at my grandfather's house. So my mom, my sisters, like they had access to see when I was there, when I wasn't, and noticing how long I was gone. So had I been at my own house, I don't know how long it would have taken them to realize that I moved out of state, which is
right.
interesting. Like I kind of a little bit wish that it would have been that way.
Exactly,
Just to
exactly. Like let
see,
let me
like,
just dip out.
how long would it take for you to even notice that I was gone? But they noticed it pretty quickly because they were doing like their,
Surveillance.
we're coming to do this, but really they're coming to check to make sure Kaya is following their rules in somebody else's house.
Mhm. Yeah,
So my
exactly.
mom texts me and she's like, "Hey, Kaya, where are you?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm not actually ready to tell you. I'm not ready to talk about that. Please just give me the space to figure out what I need this relationship to be." I said, "Please do not go ask everybody else where I am, who you think will know. Just leave it alone this time."
Girl, no.
Of
Yeah.
course not.
Girl, no. Girl, no.
So
You know.
I
Yeah.
get a
Girl, no.
text from my mom, and she's like, "Oh, I hope you're enjoying South Carolina." Now, how would you know that? So I'm like, okay, there's only a few people who know where I am. There were some people that knew that I left, but they didn't even have details of like where I was going really. So I'm like, okay, it's only a few people. And lo and behold, it was her sister. My mom had been texting her, asking her questions. Oh, is she there with her boyfriend? Is she like, what is she doing? All these things. And I'm like, so that was the sacrifice you were willing to make. That was like, instead of keeping a relationship with me, when I ask
Fast.
you, please just give me space and time to think about what I need and what I want and, moving
Yeah.
forward. That's it. That's all I asked. And you couldn't do it. So I
Yeah.
said, okay, well,
I see. Yep.
goodbye.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. Understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So but her sister knew because like you told her or
So her sister, my aunt, lives in North Carolina, and I was living with my cousin.
okay,
So
okay.
she was going to know anyway because
Right.
that is like the family that I was with.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there was no way to like hide that from
Right.
my aunt. And really, I didn't
There's
think it was
really no
necessary.
need. Yeah, exactly. There's really no need. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary, but she was like, "Oh my goodness, that was me." She just kept asking questions, and I'm like, "You should have brought that to me." that
Right.
she was asking questions or said, "Kai, how would you like for me to handle this?" Not just giving her the
Willingly give.
information because you feel like she deserves it. And I think that's a big part of the problem is people see they are the parents and they have so much pity for them and like, oh, but that's your daughter. That's your mom. And I'm like,
Exactly.
yes, that is my mom.
Yes. Yes.
Why would I not want my mother to
Exactly.
know where I am?
Exactly. So it's just not, so at no point does that click. And then I think that's the most also, that's one of the most frequently seen things that I experience is it's always almost the same way. Like when somebody's being abused, it's always somebody close, like in the family. And then it's always that kind of what you said. They're like, oh, well, that's your uncle,
Yeah,
brother, sister, father, mother,
yeah,
and so I just, they're worried about you and this, like, they're the ones hurting me. Like, what are you talking
exactly.
about?
Exactly. Like,
No.
and for that relationship to exist, the other side has to exist too. Like, there
Exactly.
is no she's a mother without having a daughter.
Exactly.
So, where does my role in this and who they are supposed to be to me, when does that matter? I don't know.
It doesn't. Right. Like
Ever,
it
right?
like ever. It's literally from my experience and from yours. Like, like it kind of seems like it's that's non-existent, and that's trash. It's such a trash thing because again, you're only thinking of that one side, not the person who's going through whatever, and I guess I always say that God source universe kind of has a sick sense of humor, but it's to like show you where you have like essentially cracks in your foundation around you, and until it's like thoroughly pointed out, things keep happening in order to be like, I said, get rid of this. And that's just, I mean, it's frustrating, but it was essentially, I guess, the necessary push that you needed.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because, and I think what people miss too is that we have given so much time before no contact.
Bruh, right,
So many chances, so many times where we said, oh, well, okay, I guess it's not that bad.
right.
All right, I'll put it behind me. Okay, we can try this again. And really, all it was doing was setting me up to do the same thing in other relationships. My dating relationships, my friendships, terrible. Because what I've been taught is that no matter the relationship, who they are supposed to be to you, it's okay for them to hurt you. It's
Exactly.
okay for them to disrespect you. It's okay for them. And, it's crazy because my family, so I'm the oldest daughter
Okay.
also. So a
No.
whole other set of problems. And, like, my family would talk about my relationships and, "Well, why are you staying with him? Why are you putting up with that?" And I'm like, "Why do you think?"
You set the precedent. You built this blueprint. Like, you set the
Yes.
tone here. What do you
And they
mean?
would
How dare
use
you call somebody else
man.
out? You can see the log in your neighbor's eye, but you can't.
Right.
You're like, man, what the hell? I can't. I can't. Wait a minute. If that's not the damn pot calling the kettle black,
Right.
what?
And you know what? They would use it to invalidate me and like other choices, right? Like, well, Kaya can't make good decisions in relationships. So that's how we see her is someone irresponsible, someone that makes careless choices. And I'm like, no, really, I'm not. It's just these relationships that are reflecting what I've already been taught, what I've already been given as my foundation.
Right.
And there was one day that my younger sisters sent me like a TikTok about how the younger ones, oh, we make better relationship choices and stuff like that. I'm like, it's only because you watched me
You
go through the
watch.
shit. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, it's no
what do
for
you
real.
mean? Like,
Yeah. No,
I
man.
didn't have anybody else to watch go through relationships like that.
Exactly.
You're watching me experience and you're getting to watch it from the outside.
Take notes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am on the inside, and they're always like, well, we think you deserve better, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, I really deserve better from
This family.
all of you.
This entire family is raggedy. I deserve better
Yeah,
from this entire unit. So if we gonna get down with it,
exactly.
let's
Let's
talk about it all.
really talk about it.
Yes, exactly. Let's talk about the whole entire
The
situation.
whole thing. And recently I've been thinking about how in my teenage years, I would say even kind of early adulthood, maybe more than that, it's always been, oh, Kaya has a bad attitude. Is angry. Kaya is this. And I'm like, if only you understood what I was experiencing at home,
Right.
what my own parents were inflicting upon me emotionally, just
Right.
emotionally. Like, we won't even get into the whoopings that are beyond what they should
What they
be.
should be. Yeah, exactly.
Why do I have whelps going to school tomorrow? I don't know.
Yes.
But even beyond that, just the gaslighting, the manipulation, the tearing me down, and I'm sure that you are the cycle breaker in your
Yeah,
family
exactly.
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And we think differently.
Right.
So any opportunity for them to show like, "See, the way that you
This
think
is
is wrong.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Your
exactly.
way is wrong." And they're
Yeah.
always waiting to point that out
Hmm.
and then having to unlearn all of that about myself
Exactly.
and learn like, "No, actually, I am a very happy person. I am very kind. I
Yeah.
am very giving. I don't have an attitude all the time except for when y'all are bothering me all the time."
Right.
When y'all are putting me down all the time, when you're treating me unfairly all the time, yes, I'm gonna have an attitude
Yeah,
because I'm miserable here.
exactly. Yes, because I'm miserable. Like I'm over here like my eyes
Yeah,
twitching every time
right?
you're around me. Like, yes, I'm perturbed. I'm incredibly pissed off because this is the shit
Exactly.
that I'm dealing with every day. Yes, I'm angry, but yeah, once removed from that environment, then you're like, holy shit. This is this is me. Like I'm
Yeah.
good and I'm happy. You realize, oh no, it was just you fools. That It was just you. It was you.
It
You were the
was.
problem. It wasn't me. You were never broken. There was nothing ever wrong with you. You were never too much. You were never too difficult. You were never too angry. You were never this. Like what it was that your light was irritating the demons, right? You were the
Exactly.
one that was going to break the patterns, the trauma, and break out of the illusions and the control and the entrapment. And that from birth was an issue with the entire unit. It
Yeah.
was it was you against the entire unit. Like this was a full spiritual warfare thing. Like this had nothing to you could have came out and been Mother Mary and it
Right.
still would have been all eyes on you, all warfare towards you because again, you came to disrupt the cycle. You came to break the illusions. You came to break the mold. You came to carry the torch and crusade for a new way. And that was it. That's the thing. The moment you popped into this world, it was on site.
Yeah. I wish I knew that growing
Yeah.
up. I wish that I had people who saw it that way and were able to tell me that
Yeah.
because all you have is what your family is telling you.
Exactly.
And they're telling you that you're wrong. I was talking about it on my TikTok the other day that because I thought differently, they would act like I'm like this bad person.
Hmm.
I'm like, and I would say all the time, why do y'all treat me like I'm like a criminal?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a bad person. I just think differently than you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And especially during the teenage years when you're like really
Yeah.
coming into your own,
Yeah.
it's like, wait,
Yes.
what is happening?
Yes, 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 yes. You're the were you labeled the bad child, like the rebellious one? She's gonna be a problem,
Yep.
like
Yes. I heard the term rebellious so much
so
in my
much.
life.
Yeah,
Eventually, I just kind of accepted that's who I am.
that's fine.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever, because that's
Rebellious
all you're going to
against
see.
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
all you're going to see. Anytime that I don't do what you want me to do,
Right.
anytime that I am something different than what you think your kid should be, which is
Yep.
ego,
Fully.
then
Like 1000%.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Then I'm the problem. But when you listen to what I'm saying to you, if you're really listening, I have never told you anything that was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't help that both of my parents, they are the youngest of their siblings, and both of them are the golden children.
No, they're not. No, no, the F they're not. Listen, we are the golden children. No, no, no,
You are so
no, no,
right.
no, no, no.
You are so right.
But like, no, we came out, we're out here showing what the real ones are like. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
true.
And again, that's why from go they had an issue with you. From
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Because you came out anointed and marked with the blessing and a light that comes from your soul. Like that's gonna piss people off that don't have that. And
yeah.
this isn't like a better than me, better than you kind of situation. This is just like facts at a soul level. You radiated at a frequency, at a brightness that was blinding and irritating to them.
Absolutely. And it's so interesting that we are the ones that they'll say, "Oh, when you come in the room, everything is different. Your energy is this, your energy is that." And I was working with a client and I said, "Who said that it was a bad energy?
Right, facts.
They're projecting that onto you.
Right.
But what do you truly feel? Because what I'm talking to you about and how gifted you are, it's not that."
That's not it. Yeah.
Because if their energy was light, they would be able to see that in you. But instead, they're telling you that your energy is the problem
Right.
when it's not.
Yeah.
So, but of course we don't know that, growing up, and that's just all that we hear the time,
Yeah.
all the
It's that.
time. Like I
It's
was so
that.
lost. I didn't know who I was. I had no
Exact.
clue. And you know what? I don't know because sometimes I think I knew exactly who I was. But their words just kind of smeared that. Their words and their perceptions of me made me think differently about myself because growing up, that's how you learn who you are. It's through your parents, through your
Right.
family. That unfortunately comes through punishments. It comes through just regular everyday interactions. And that's really why I went into therapy. I used to say, I remember vividly, like, one conversation with my dad, and I was like, "Why would you want to treat your child this way?" "I don't know." I said, if I have children, I will never treat my child this way. Why would you want to hurt me?" I remember where I was standing in the house that we lived in and just standing there like, how old was I? I don't even think I was 10. I was little.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was just like, "You just wait till you have kids and you will." And I was like, "Oh, no. I rebuke
No,
that
that
now." I said, "I will not." I said, "You don't remember how this felt as a kid? If you remember, why would you do me the same way?
yeah.
Why would you want to inflict the same pain and hurt, the same things that you didn't like when you were a kid? Why would you then come and do the same thing to me?"
Because
So I said,
it's
"No."
that handed down trauma. It's that like
Yeah.
handed down generational trauma that just until it gets to like one of us, right? The one
Yeah.
that's the cycle breaker, they just without question,
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
question.
And I just was so frustrated that he was defending it, that it didn't
Right.
make him like, "You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't treat you that way."
Right,
But he was
right.
like, "Nope, you're gonna do the same thing." And I said, "Absolutely, absolutely not."
What was his rebuttal when you were like, "Oh no, actually."
It just kind of like "you're not a parent, so you don't understand." And I think it was like because I don't know how to deal with this. Basically, like, I only know how to be a parent the way I watch my parent do, and so this is just the way that it goes, because what they're doing is interpreting their children's behavior, our behavior, from the lens of what their parents saw, how
Right.
their parents interpreted their behaviors. So when they did certain things, when they spoke up for themselves and it was labeled disrespectful, oh, well, that's disrespectful.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right.
When you are not obeying, that means you're not respecting.
Exactly.
When you are, all kinds of things, like whatever labels got put on them,
Mhm.
they just accept it. And I'm like, can't none of y'all think for yourself?
Right,
Like,
like, what
no,
is so everybody's just over here running the same repeat loop software, literally, so that's it, and we're just here on the puppet mind, pulling the string. Nobody's like, "Hey, is this right? Should I keep doing this? Do I even like this? Do I feel okay about this?" Nobody's
what?
not once.
Not what?
Nobody.
How?
I don't understand.
There's no way.
There's no way. There's literally no way. There's actually literally no way that this, and I
Yeah.
said this, I remember, so you were saying that you didn't even think at that time when you stood up to your father that you didn't even think that you were around like 10 years old, because
Yeah.
I'm asking because there were some similar times from around, like, I started changing drastically from 4 when my parents got divorced to like a 7 years old was my next big milestone of where I started being like, what the hell's happening with everybody around here? Why are y'all
Yeah.
doing this kind of thing? Why is everybody acting this way? Not just like within my actual family, but like with any authority figure around. And again, that's when the whole like rebellious thing, oh, there's gonna be a problem. Am I a problem though? It's like being in the
Right.
Matrix and they're like, we have one that's not asleep any longer. But this one right here is not, it's it was like this. It's like this. Anyways, that's why I was asking, because it's interesting. It seems to be somewhere around that
Yeah.
age.
And that, to be honest, like, as I visualize myself, like, in that moment, I wanna say I was around 6 or 7, but
Yeah.
I was always the one to call things out. I was
Yes.
always the one to be like, "Hold on, that's not right." And it's like, parents want smart children until
Until
they have to deal with their child being smart,
facts.
and you want to dumb me back down. And
Facts.
I think sometimes I have to remember to be easy on myself with that, because I did learn to shrink those things. I did learn to stop showing how smart I was. But
Yeah.
then that made me forget, right?
Yeah,
And when
exactly.
I would question adults, like, is that really right? And they would tell me stories about, oh, Kaya's argumentative. She'll argue with you about anything. And I'm like, am I argumentative or am I advocating for myself? Am I telling you a different perspective that you don't agree with? And I had to get to the point where I was like, those are their versions of the story,
Yeah.
but it's not what I have to accept. So when they would use that example, like my mom would say, Kaya will argue with you and tell you that the sky was green. And I'm like, I think that's just a far off example that you're using to prove your point. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's exactly what I would be quote unquote arguing about or giving a different perspective about. And so I had to like realize that some of those stories are just their perspective and that's it. And
Exactly.
it doesn't have to make up my story and how I see myself. And that is probably messed me up the most, because when other people say things about me, I always have to question, like, wait, which one's right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And I think now I'm more at the point where I'm like, nah, I know who I am.
Yeah.
And recognize, oh, those are the same games. Those are the same manipulation tactics. Let me exit. I had this guy that I really liked him. Like, I was like, oh, this is
No.
gonna be great. We got along well and, all these things, but then his actions weren't lining up and he was kind of pulling away and doing all these things. So, me being me, I said, hey, what's going on? These are the behaviors that I'm seeing. So, what's happening?
Right.
And you're projecting. You're making me like I'm your exes. And I'm like, no, but I'm talking specifically about your behaviors and things that you are doing. And it almost got me, like, caught up in it for a second, and I was like, "No, no, no, no. I'm
Mhm.
not getting caught back in this again." Like, I recognize this for what it is, because when I asked, "How am I projecting?" he gave the dictionary definition, and I said, "No,
Girl,
that's
what?
not what I asked for." I am a therapist, like, I did go to school for that. I know what projecting is.
Right.
What am I
I
doing that you are seeing as projection? And he really couldn't tell me. And I was like,
not
"Oh, okay.
block, block.
Okay, blah." And you know what? That is so much easier. I will say that I did kinda hang on longer than
Right.
I should have. We actually are from the same, like, we're both from Oklahoma
Yeah.
and ended up meeting in North Carolina. So, I think there was a lot of familiarity and things like that that I was kind of clinging to, like,
Exactly.
it felt like a piece of home, I guess, and that should have been red flag number 1.
No facts. Like, no, no, not this again.
That should have
Uh,
been it. And I was just like, "Oh, no, no." But
nah. Yeah.
at the same time, like, it felt good because I don't really talk to a lot of people from back home,
Yeah.
and eventually I was just like, "Okay, this is not," even though he a super nice guy, but I'm not doing that, and I had to realize, like, once I left my parents and I said, "You will not treat me in this way, neither will anybody else."
Anybody else.
At all. And I
Right.
think people underestimate us in those ways, and I'm like, "If I can cut my parents off, who do you think you are?"
Exactly. And then
Like,
not only
there's no way.
and not only that, but people will think, like, especially if they've known you in a lesser version. Right, like, and they try to, like, resurface, or if they're, like, people who've known you, but you've never connected, like, directly, but they knew you in a lesser version, but y'all never had, like, direct contact. They try to,
Yeah.
like, come in, and then they expect you to still be on the same okey doke type shit that was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They got
prior to
another thing coming.
yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And then so it's like, now, okay, so you thought you knew me, but let me reintroduce, because we don't, I'm not doing
Right.
that over here. Yeah. It's a it's very astounding to me to notice the level of audacity that people have these days, of, like, being like, "Well, you used to." Well, I'm not.
Right. Yeah, I
You know
don't
what I'm
care if it was yesterday, do you hear me?
Right.
I don't care if that was an hour ago.
Right.
I have grown since then, and I'm not doing it now.
Now. Right
My
now. Like,
standards have adjusted, and there is not a time frame on what that can be. And so, yeah, my boundaries are definitely different, what I will put up with. And sometimes I do get to that point where it's like, well, hi, are you doing too much? Are you pushing people away too much? And, so it's kind of weird, but I'm learning to trust my intuition, learning to trust myself,
yeah,
and remembering that that's a process, because
exactly.
my entire life I have been taught to doubt myself. I have been taught that what I was thinking or what I wanted or my thoughts were all wrong.
Wrong. Right.
And now having to, like, balance, well, am I being too hard on people? Am I overreacting? But, when you're told that you're overreacting as a child and you're really not, you don't really know where that is anymore.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
same.
you have to create that, now for yourself. And so I remind myself often, like, it's okay for me to choose what I do and don't want in my life.
Yeah.
And if it's a distraction, if it is making me anxious again, if it is making me depressed again, no, absolutely not.
Can't not
Not
having.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially now that I found, like, the nicer part of myself
Yeah.
that was always there, but my family, like, convinced me that it wasn't.
Right.
And, now it's kinda like, okay, well, making sure that I'm not being too nice, because people will walk all over
Absolutely.
you.
Not
They will
absolutely.
take advantage.
Yeah.
And just decided, like, hey, that's not what I want anymore. And I think it's a little easier thinking about people coming to your life for seasons. As I've gotten better, so have the people that I've met, so have the
Yes.
people that I
Yes.
have interacted with. And I can tell my
Yeah.
growth through those people.
Yes,
And I'm
exactly.
like, oh, that's kind of exciting a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, it's like we've climbed the ladder through through the shit, right?
Yeah,
And now it's like you're starting to connect with people who are aligned with your healed version, with
yeah,
your aligned higher self,
yeah,
and people who reciprocate the same kind of energy that you have, equally yoked people. You know what I mean? And had an experience the other day. A guy had told me, he's like, like you don't have to be so hard, on yourself. Like he's like, and it was like a lot of reassuring things of I said something and I was like, are you mad now? He's like, no, why would I be mad? Because that's what I'm used to. Like
and that's just what happens. I
because
don't
this
even have to
is
do nothing, like, I just
literally
breathe wrong and somebody mad at me.
right, somebody mad, and I realized in that moment, like, holy shit, like this really is a thing, of where it's like we've been so used to everything that we do just being a damn issue. It's too much. It's like what you said, you're essentially kind of having to relearn, how to exist,
Yeah,
without restrictions, without limitations, without negativity, without being in survival, without, like it's strange,
it is.
but like, we're out here, but I do frequently sometimes still catch myself being like, is this okay? Is everything all right? Do you feel
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, for sure. I was that last night? Like, it was this week where I just had this moment of sitting and like, it's okay for me to live without chaos.
Yeah,
It's okay for me to just be okay with what is happening and with what my life is, even if it's not exactly what I want. It
exactly.
does not make me a bad person. It does not mean that I'm wrong. It doesn't mean that I have somehow taken the devil's path. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean any of that. Like, and it is okay for me to just be
Being,
and just be okay. Like,
yeah.
for solitude,
For
for
peace.
peace.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yeah. Literally
That's how
this.
you know.
That's how you know. That's how you know. I'm like, no, no, we done been through some shit.
Right? Yeah.
And in unison at the same time, the peace. Like, listen, man, you my sister for real. That's how you know. We have
Right.
been on those front lines of the spiritual warfare our entire
Man.
incarnation, man. Listen.
And I don't know about you, but sometimes, like, that will start to creep back up, like, the
Yes.
chaos and things, and I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh, no, 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 no,
Oh
no.
no. Yeah.
I'm not doing that,"
Yes.
And I'm noticing how I'm responding differently to those things. Like, I had somebody the other day try to bring into some drama. No, ma'am.
No.
You will not. You will not. And they're like,
Exactly.
"Oh, but this person, can't nobody do nothing with me that I don't allow. Are you kidding?
Right. No, no. Yeah. Yes.
Nah, take that somewhere else, but I'm not the one."
Quickly. Yeah, quickly. Literally, I've had to say, and then, and I've had to get better at being okay with people being like, Stacey's kind of a bitch. Like, hey, whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah,
Why? Because I can smell your BS a mile away and I don't want any parts of it because I told you to get the F on. Like that's what it is. Because I didn't allow you to come in and try to work some sort of manipulation around me.
yeah,
That's what it is. Because I called you on your shit. That's what it is.
exactly. And
Right.
recognizing that that's all that I'm doing, that is what you're reacting to. That
Exactly.
it's not me, I'm not the problem. It is you don't like that I'm calling you out. You don't like that you're not getting to treat me however you want, that
Facts.
I'm making you stand firm on how you treat me.
Facts.
And it was interesting because the cousin that I was living with, we are now no contact as well, which is
Snap.
super, super heartbreaking, but that was the last. And I was like, oh, okay, well. And her son asked, he was like, well, we were talking about things that were happening with him at school and things like that. He was like, well, you don't care if people think you're a bitch. I said, absolutely not. No.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you why you shouldn't care either. Like, He is definitely a cycle breaker, and I just pray for him all the
all
time
day.
that
Yeah.
he gets out and is able to, like, have some I hope that I've played some role of
Yeah.
influence.
Yeah.
I tried to pour into him as much as I could, but I'm like, "I know, like, he is being treated the same way," and I'm just like, so any little nuggets that I could give him, I'm like, "Whatever I needed someone to tell me, I'm
Yes.
gonna give that
You're
to you."
relaying.
Yeah. And him talking about how teachers are and nobody wants to listen to us because we're kids. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. You are it.
Yeah.
Please. Like, and I just pray, God, please protect him and his mind and his personality, that he doesn't allow them to change him. But I
Yeah.
was like, yes. And the funny thing is, his mom was right there when this conversation happened. And I think she was kind of thinking of me in that way at that time.
All
And
right.
I was like, yeah, no, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't.
I don't care. Hey, listen, you can get the F up out of here too. Like
Okay.
like
Right.
look, you can get the F up out of here too. Know that. Yeah, know that.
Yeah.
Nah, see, and that's the thing. But I do feel like, sorry, this is like side note. I do feel
Yeah.
like he's heavily protected. I can't control when like channeled messages come through. So like
Yeah.
I'm just here to just do my job. But it does feel like he's also like very very heavily protected because you was I hate saying it like this, but like you've already essentially done the heavy lifting for the family. You know what I mean? So like nothing will ever be as intense as what you have experienced because you've already like
Yeah.
cleared the path, you know? He just has to walk it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just all the time, like, okay, keep him in my mind, like protect him and, all those things. Have you noticed other family members like in your generation repeating the cycles?
Yes, like it's a because currently right now I have a older sister. She's 6 years older than me, but it's been interesting where it's been harder for her to want to change, but she
Uh,
has. But outside of this, there's a lot of people in my mom's family that like we don't talk
yeah.
we don't talk to, and there's a lot of people in my dad's side of the family that I don't kind of still stuck in it, you know. But it's a conscious choice. Like you have to choose to do different, you know, to not repeat the cycle, and that's hard. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard, especially when, you know, like we all had the same family, you know, so it's not like I'm not giving nobody no pass to be like, oh, your dad may not or your family may not, but like we all have the same, it's the same entity within the
Mm,
family. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it's just easier to appease and go with what the parents want than it is to go against the grain. We know that. We lived it. We did it.
yeah.
But we only take willing participants over here. That's what I say. Like, I'm not going to drag you and I'm not going to convince you. And we can light the way and be the lighthouse for other people. Ultimately, if they don't want to join the effort, then that's on them.
Right. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
But they like look at my mom, sister, and I kind of like, what's wrong with them? Why are they don't want to come around? Why are they not doing this? Why this, that, and the third? Like, cause it's always something with y'all.
Yeah.
Cause it's not, cause something's always happening, you know, like act right, do right, just do right, you know, and it would be, but that's not what you want to do. We can't be a part of that. We can't be a
Yeah.
part of that. We can't be a part of that. Yeah.
Well, that's nice that you have your mom and your sister on that journey with you.
Well, now,
Kinda.
right
Yeah.
now, like, listen, let me tell you, like my childhood, it wasn't it was a battleground, you know, it was a training ground for us to be the version of us that we are right now on this podcast, you and I both. You know, it started when we were kids, when we were born. We were
Yeah.
born into a battleground. We were born into the training ground to prepare us for this right here. You know, now you can spot that kind of shit a mile away. You know what I mean? And you can see that same entity in people. And that's what the training was for, you know, and you're here to help people guide through that. And yeah, but like that my I did not have a great childhood, and it's kind of like what you were talking about, but this is your episode. I'm not here to talk about what's going on with me, but I just want you to know really like yeah, it's fine between us now, but this is a recent
Yeah,
development. Yeah,
that's hard. But, I am glad for you and glad to hear that for you that they have come around. And maybe it's not even exactly what you would hope that it would be or whatever, but even just them saying, okay, we're willing to make the changes, we're willing to try.
right.
I really love that for you because it's lonely out here.
It's rough. No, it is. Yeah, I'm like, it's definitely rough. Again, for a while, it was me against everybody else, and that was
Yeah.
rough. Like, not only that, but I was in the process of coming off of like a lot of SSRIs and benzos at the time because stuff that I got put on because of the stuff happening in my family from a young age. So like from 4 to 29, coming off of all that medication. Yeah, so I was having like a massive like mental breakdown and going through like psychosis and paranoia, but not only that, like my family was not not with not with me. I felt like I was at on the receiving end of like a firing squad constantly. Yeah. So like it was rough. Yeah, like rough. But I'm here, I'm here and I got through it. But it was definitely a testament moment, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're still here.
And I'm like, man, listen, God source universe knew what he was doing when he made us. Like, hey, we
Yeah,
out here, we built
true.
different. We got this.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyways, how are relationships for you right now? Like just in general, relationships.
Um, there's not a lot of them,
Yes.
but I can see how the ones that are present, God is using them for exactly what I need.
Hmm.
I met a man who has become like a father figure. And I was just telling him this morning, like, I needed this.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that, so there was one day I went to eat and I saw this family and I was triggered. It was a Sunday and I was like, oh, like they were getting
Yeah.
along so well and laughing. And I was like, that just won't be my situation ever. And, I wish that it was. And I was so sad. And, I was like, okay, well, we'll just feel these feelings. I'm not going to
Right. Yeah.
ignore them or, whatever, let them be. And then I went closer to home or whatever. And I had already met this man, but at this point, like our relationship just kind of took a whole nother level and he invited me fishing. And I was like, heck yeah, like let's go. And so he's like, oh yeah, you roll a blunt, we go fishing. I'm like, okay, I can do it. Like
I got this.
we go and we're talking and he taught me how to fish that day. It was
That was your first time fishing?
so it was my second time fishing, but the first time I went with my family. And to be honest, it wasn't a terrible day when I went with my family. I didn't really learn how to fish. I didn't catch anything. Like
Oh, yeah.
it was kind of just like one of those days that happened to be calm or whatever. It was a decent day.
Yeah.
But this man came and taught me gently the way that he spoke to me, the way that he was like, nope, that's not how you do it. Like, you not listen. Let me show you again.
Yeah.
But even with that, he was so gentle with it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I finally get to learn something from a male figure,"
Hmm.
and he is, like, the same age as my dad, I think,
Oh.
and just that I got that experience, and the fact that it happened on the same day, I was like, "Y God love me, huh?
Yeah, you're like, so you just look at you. Like,
This is perfect," and when I tell you, like he looks out for me so much and just like, "Are you good? Are you
yeah.
hungry? Have you eaten? Like, what do you
Um,
need?" I mean, just and I'm like, "Thank you, God," because that like having to not have that and replacing it with nothing is so hard.
trash, right.
And I was just like, "Man." like, I needed this so much because I have looked for that in my dad. You know, he was in my life the entire time, right? He was
Right.
there,
But like not really, but
but
literally,
not
but like not,
really.
but like not really
Because when
though.
he's teaching me things, he's angry. He's like in an uproar all the time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't just relax and learn things with him. But now I have someone who does check on me because my dad didn't. He didn't text me. Like, I probably have from the past 3 years, like, I could probably less than 25 text messages from my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, that communication wasn't there when I was getting evicted from my apartment. My dad didn't come help. He didn't even call to say, "Are you okay?" or anything. And so now to have this stranger is kind of like I guess it's kind of like a catch-22, a bittersweet moment of like, how does this person that I literally just met a month ago
Right.
show me so much care and concern and want me to be okay so much, and my own father
Does not.
clearly couldn't care less.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I have to make sure that I'm not staying too long in that mindset of like, why can't my dad be this? And just be like, okay, well, God, thank you
It's
for
fine.
replacing him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Thank you for
thank you
giving
for
me what I needed, even if it wouldn't come from who I wanted it to come from.
yeah,
Thank you that I still get it. And I'm
exactly.
appreciative.
Yes.
And, so that has been great. And I've actually had a couple other males that have come into my life that have been helpful and supportive, and I'm like, "Okay, I can do this."
Yeah. Oh, this is good.
And
Yeah.
it's interesting because I recently got a message that there is also a woman coming to do the same and to feel that mother role, and I'm like,
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I'm ready."
Oh, I was like, oh yeah.
I guess because with my dad, we've kind of had lifelong issues. With my mom, it was more sporadic. Like, our issues weren't
Right.
quite as severe. She was like pretty okay most of the time. And so it's kind of newer that our relationship really was like, okay, I can't.
Cannot.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't think I ever expected that I would be no contact with my mom.
Right.
That was a surprise. So,
Right.
with that happening a little later in life, that mother wound is still kinda like, "Ugh, I don't know if I'm ready," but my dad,
Yeah.
the father wound, like, I've had so much more of my life to, like, come to terms with it and deal with it in different ways and all that, so we'll see.
Do you so there was this thing that was told to me some time ago of like you're not able to two things that were told to me that you're not able to move forward with like the great things that are coming in while you still have essentially like the baggage and stuff from the past things that you went through, like however fresh or old they may be. Like if I told you God search the universe has like a sixth sense of humor. So occasionally be like, so is this wound healed or not? And be like, poke, poke, like, yeah, no, it's not, and this is the thing that it's like will come up for review in some way, shape, or form that I've noticed and experienced just within my own life of being like, oh no, I've healed that. And it's like, really though, poke?
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
really?
"Really? You
Really?
coulda left that alone.
You didn't need
I
to
was fine."
I was actually good, I was actually good, and so that's something that I've had to work on recently, like recently over the last month and a half of things. It's by like random people, not random, but people that will be brought to me and will say certain things or do certain things where again, the thing that I thought that I was like over gets poked and I'm like, "Oh, that's still a
Yeah.
thing." But then also I noticed one of the things that I've been working on was like an abundance, like a money wound thing
Mhm.
because I wanted it to come from just my business. I wanted my abundance and money and like all my income to come in through my business. And I'm like, I created a Sentinel Oracle B, or I created this, and this is what my money has to come in through, right? But I was apparently what I'm doing is trying to micromanage the universe, micromanage. I'm trying to do my will over thy will kind of situation instead of letting God, source, universe provide for me through unlimited means. And it brought up whenever you were saying that you wanted that to come in through your own father, but it's like, no, man, I'm bringing it to you in the way that you need it, how I
Yeah.
see fit, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's interesting how you're provided for in the ways that you need it when you need it.
Yeah. True. And that's so funny that you said that and gave that example because just this morning, God was speaking to me about like, because I was wanting the same thing.
Hmm.
I need my income and what takes me to the next level, my abundance, all those things to come through this one source.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was beating myself up when it wasn't coming through that one source. But when I tell you I haven't really wanted for anything,
yes,
and
exactly.
it's come from the most random.
Random,
So he taught me how to fish. When I catch fish, he sells them. I make money.
bro. Ah.
Like, I was like, okay. I ended up kind of helping this other guy with his business. When I do that, he puts money in my hand.
Look at, look at,
I was
look at.
given, because of the area where I'm living, a lot of people want cigarettes all the time. Well, the person that taught me how to go fishing gives me a box of cigarettes. I don't smoke them. He said, here, you can sell that whole pack and you'll be good. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then when I decided to let it go, because I think this download kind of started last night, and I was
Hmm.
like, okay, I release where my
My
expectations
income,
on where this has to come from.
exactly.
And I was reflecting on that. That has been July. All of
Literally.
July has been like, no, I'm going to take care of you.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
like, you are always taken care of. And the message that I received was that August is going to show me how much bigger those amounts
Girl.
can get.
Yes, 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 exactly this. Yes, exactly this. Yes, exactly this. Yes, girl, exactly. You better cook. Exactly this. You better cook.
I was like, okay, I
Y'all.
got the first message. Now it's time to see like the other side. And then even with that today, I was like, I could be doing this, this, and this to make money too.
Hmm.
While I make the other money.
Right.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
got this. Yeah. Okay. I get it. Okay. I understand. Okay. We got this. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I got to send you the readings I just did because
Okay.
literally exactly the like
That's crazy.
yesterday's and 2 days ago I did it, and I think I titled it um replenishment and rejuvenation after a long drought was the title that I made this. And girl,
Oh,
yes, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
girl, yeah, girl. I mean,
It's
like
amazing, you know?
it's
And
time.
I was just thinking about like these last few years, how I've had to push through and overcome, but all of it has really made me not have to see the beauty in everything, but like I was so low that focusing on the beauty in things was the only way that I was going to get out.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
so now I get to see them all the time, but
all
I
the
don't
time.
have to look for them anymore. Like it's automatic. Like when I was triggered that Sunday in the restaurant, and then I get this experience with this gentle man that is teaching me a skill and
Yeah.
helping me to develop my life. Like I was instantly, as he's showing me how to fish, able to put those two together that like, this is your recovery from that moment you just had.
Right.
You now get to experience that. Like, no, you don't have that in the way that you want it. And
But
it's
you got
okay to
this.
be sad about that. It's okay to grieve it,
Yeah.
but you do have this, and it does feel a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hell yeah. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Yeah, like, I'll take it.
exactly.
Okay, that's
Because,
fine.
with family, and I'm sorry, I know we're like over
No,
what
no,
you
you're
said,
fine.
but
No, you're fine. No, you're fine.
okay, good, because I'm enjoying our conversation.
Yeah, same.
Like with family, those moments were fleeting.
Yeah.
You get some moments with family. I've had amazing memories with my family sometimes, including my dad. And I say my dad because he was the most challenging relationship out of everybody. But even with him, yeah, there were good moments. And I think people expect, like, oh, but you're supposed to focus on those moments, not all. And I'm like,
Like, no,
nah,
no,
no.
no.
He will never have access to hurt
Yeah.
me in that same way again. But it was fleeting.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I'm with this other person, like, it's a obviously, we're human. Things
Right. Yeah.
happen, whatever, but he's been consistent
Yes.
and, like, I know when I'm around him, for the most part, like, what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just not the same. I can tell the
Yeah.
difference. I
No.
can feel the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as I was gonna say, like energetically, like this is good energy. Like this is really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is good. This is good. He's got good. Yeah, he's got good energy. It's very much like what is this called? Kind of like guardian angel type energy.
Yeah.
It's just like yeah, got you in the swing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, and I love it so much. I'm just
yeah,
like, "Okay, thank
yeah.
you, like, we supposed to go fishing today," and I'm so excited.
Snap. Yeah, I'm like, snap. Dad date. Yes. Like, yes. But you know what's even crazier is like every time when you started talking about this, it gave me that saying. It was like something like teach a man to fish.
Mm,
And he'll be like, what is it? What is it?
it's like, teach I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
He'll eat for a
Forever.
day, but if you, like, teach him how to fish, then he'll eat forever or something
Yes,
like that.
exactly.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, teach a man how to
Teach a man to
fish,
fish.
and then he'll eat forever or something like that,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And like the fact that that's literally what's happening is insane to me. Like
Yeah, I know, right?
the fact that God Source Universe is literally like, so I'm gonna really make a testament out of this one for you. Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right,
Yeah, and
crazy.
man, it has been incredible. So I guess I'll just be open and vulnerable. That
Yeah, but it's scary.
currently, like, I am homeless, right? Like, ultimately, that is what is happening. And there's that thought of I could go back to my family and I could have
Mer,
a home.
mer.
I could,
All
no, I
right,
could have a house
all right,
or I
yeah.
could be in a house. But I know that going back there would just crush all of the
Everything.
work that I have done. I would not survive that.
Like exactly.
And when I thought about my ability to survive homelessness versus my ability to survive my family again,
Mm-hmm.
especially after what I have done so far, I will take homelessness for 200,
Girl,
Alex.
cause nah.
Like,
Yeah, cause girl, like girl, cause nah. Yeah,
in the
nah.
way that God, source, universe, my spirit team, everything has come through.
Through. Yep.
Like, I have not wanted for anything.
Anything. Yeah.
And this is the most peaceful I have ever been in my life. And I often think about, like, my family doesn't know what's going on with me because
Right.
I haven't told anyone that is in connection with them to tell them, right? So
Exactly.
they know that I'm not at my cousin's house anymore because obviously that was going to get told.
Exactly.
But they do not know, like, okay, well, what did she do after that?
Right.
And I think often about how they would try to make me feel bad about it, or they'd be like, "And that's what you're choosing?" Or,
Yeah. Right.
all of these
Right.
different things. But I'm
Right.
like, but you have no clue. Like, yes, it sounds awful.
It
It
sounds
sounds awful.
right.
But really, I couldn't have been placed in a more perfect area.
Yeah.
I am safe with a roof
Okay.
over my head every
Yes.
night.
Yeah.
I've met people that I know have come along my path to, like,
Yeah.
the people that I've been coming in contact with is it's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I can see how all of these things have been working to prepare me for these moments and even being outside all the time. When I was at my grandparents' house healing from really all the childhood trauma stuff, but my grandma passing broke me. So it just kinda let loose everything that I was trying to hold together.
Yeah.
and did that, but I spent a lot of time outside while healing from that. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, this ain't nothing. I love
I
the
got
outside.
this.
Like,
Yeah. Like, I got this. Yes. Yes.
so, and it's just like, sometimes I get their voice in my head, like, really, kind of, that's what you're choosing over this and that. Yes,
Yes, actually.
yes.
I went whitewater rafting the other day, and it was like a there was like a campground, and they had some log cabins and things like this. And the girl that was
It's
our
nice.
yes, it was great. It was so fun. Totally recommend it. But the girl that was our guide for the rafting was talking about, she kind of same thing. She kind of just opened up to me randomly, was just talking about, she's like, so my mom, she's like, I really enjoy this. I love this. This is what I like doing. And I love being outside. I love being on the water. Um, I think she said she has a van that she's living in or whatever, but they
Okay.
provide the guides free housing. So she's like, I'm really happy. I said, yeah, you seem very happy and at peace. Like your energy is great. And she's like, yeah. She's like, but she's like, but my family, wouldn't think so. And my mom wouldn't think so. And my mom, my mom would be like, really? You're living in a van on a campsite by the lake. Like, are you really happy? That's what you want with your life and this, that, and the third. And I was like, your mom can kiss my ass. Like, if you're happy, you know what I mean? I was like, and from your energy, like you're like radiant, like you're great. You seem very at peace and happy. And she's like, yeah, I'm out here on the lake, every day, and I got my two dogs, and I'm just here. She's like, I'm just hanging out. I'm good. I'm doing what I love. Like, and that's what matters. Like,
Exactly.
are you happy? Are you safe? Are you at peace? Are you okay?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, like that's what matters.
Yeah. But parents will want you to be what they feel like they can brag about,
Right. When
what
yeah,
they
right.
can tell their friends and be happy about. But, it's interesting because even the good things that I did, other people would tell me that my parents bragged about me, but it's like, y'all didn't
Nah,
really
right.
make,
Nah.
you know what I mean? Like, to be honest, I published a book in 2022, a devotional for teen girls with
What
anxiety.
what's the book called?
It's called Rising Above, Teen Devotional for Girls, Prayers and Activities to Help Manage Anxiety. And my parents, I do not have any kind of, I don't know if they said congratulations. I don't know if they have a copy of the book. I don't know if they've ever even held it. Maybe I gave them a copy, but there was no like, oh my
Good
goodness,
job.
Khia, we're so proud of you. Like,
Like that. Exactly.
nothing,
Right.
nothing.
Trash.
There was none of that.
Trash.
And I'm just like, okay. My father works on TV. I have seen him have many of my associates on TV, on the news with him about what they're doing.
Oh,
Not
but he
once
can't do that for his
ever.
daughter. Oh, but he can't
Not
do oh, but he
once
can't do that. Oh, but
ever.
he can't. Yeah, see, that's how you know. See, that's how you know. That's how they know. They just trying to
Yeah.
keep you under wraps, under the lid. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
See, under their
Even
control.
even if I wasn't on the news talking about it, if you look at his Facebook page, it's not on there once.
See,
Not once. And
see.
you have all these celebrities and people that you know that watch your page, and you haven't even posted that your daughter has done this.
Yeah, trash. No, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, no, yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, no, absolutely not, absolutely not.
And I wanna say it was the same when I finished grad school. I don't have any pictures. I'm sure there are pictures somewhere of me with both of my parents from my bachelor's graduation. I do not have them. I don't remember ever seeing one.
No,
I'm sure
no,
there is one because that is always obligatory to take that picture, but
right, yeah,
it's not in my phone.
right,
It's not on my Facebook page, I don't think.
trash. No, I'm like, no, that's it. I'm
Right?
like, trash. No, I'm like, this,
And that's why I'm like, there's no way.
no, no. Because again, like, oh, there were so many times in the past that they could have literally been like, "Hey, look at my like, look how great my daughter is.
Yeah.
Like, look how." And it is again, but it's not you. It's not
Yeah.
you. It's them. Literally, it's
Yeah.
just them. You're already the way that you are in general is already just too much. It's too much for them to handle. Like it's energetically, it's too irritating for them in general, just as you are. You know, you came out like a ring light. You know, you came out on full blast like a ring light in their face, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just too blinding, you
Right.
know, for them. So why would they go and then give you further shine? Why would they go and give you further recognition? Why would they go and put you further in the spotlight? Like, whatever. You don't need their kind of help anyways. Unhand
So
me.
true.
Unhand me. I don't need your tainted
Right?
energy on me anyways, you know,
Yeah.
and then for them to be like, we helped you get there. We helped you do that. You owe us. If it weren't for us, then you wouldn't be here. If we didn't do this, then you wouldn't have this, that, and the third. So imagine your dad did put you on, right? So then
Mhm.
everything that you got from that, any kind of book deals, any kind of sponsorships, any kind of this, they'd be like, I'm taking 25% and actually we own you, right? So even if you did try to get away, they'd be like, oh no, 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 because legally,
Yeah.
not like you're mine. Like we own you and the money that you make for years to come.
Oh, yeah, if they would've tried that shit, they would've got a rude awakening.
What I'm saying. But
Yeah,
can you imagine
but
if
it's
go back in the
always
past,
yeah,
if when you had published your book, say,
yeah,
whatever that was, they had brought you on, right? There would have been, I'm trying to tell you, this is like
yeah,
a timeline that would have existed. You would have been obligated
yeah,
to give your some of your earnings to them, and then you'd be connected to them constantly, right?
yeah,
And then you'd hear them say, well, if it weren't for me,
right. Yeah,
if I didn't, you know.
yeah, and now it's like, yeah, if it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't have, like, done a lot of the things that I have, but it's really been in spite of you, not
Yeah, exactly. Right.
not because you helped me,
Right.
but because I have always been the one like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna do it myself."
Right, you know, I'll
I've
just do
been
it myself.
praised by them for being independent, but why do you think I'm so independent? Because
Right.
you have not been reliable. So I've learned from a very young age that if I want it, who's gonna get it? Me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And I think that is probably why I'm so tied to like, I need my business to be what
Yes.
gets me out of this. But
Yeah.
whatever I do, it's because of me, because of what
Exactly.
I put into it, even if it was just my energy, you know? And I think about the only reason that Tyrone is in my life the way that he is because of me being me
Exactly.
allowing myself to shine, me speaking to him, me being kind to him, and him being kind to me. To be honest, I think he had a very similar experience. And just from his energy and who he is, always taking care of people. Like, you really can't walk down the street and not meet somebody that doesn't know who he is and what
Right.
kind of spirit he has. Now, don't play with him.
No, right, right, exactly right. So
I
then
would
now
not
listen. Now
suggest
listen
that.
what I wouldn't exactly. Don't do that.
But
Yes.
when he takes care of you, he takes care of you. And it feels so good to have someone in my life that exudes that same energy because I've always been that way.
Right,
Even
exactly.
though my parents, my family were trying to say I was selfish, and I'm like, selfish where?
Right.
I'll give you absolutely anything. Like, what are you talking about? You're talking about when I wouldn't give what you wanted, when it cost
See,
me the sacrifice. Got it.
facts
When I
understood.
wouldn't sacrifice myself for you and what you wanted, that's when I was selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Understood.
Got it.
Understood. Oh, oh, so you crazy, crazy. Got
Right.
it. Literally though, like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Right.
got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so glad that I've like learned that difference.
Yeah,
That it's not everything is not the way that they portrayed it to me.
exactly.
Yeah, like, there are my own stories and my own experiences in different things, and a lot of times when they would label me in a certain way, it was for them to make themselves feel better.
Right.
They were happy when I would mess up and they could point out, "See? Look, you
Yeah.
thought and you thought you were," because now they'll use those few and far between moments
Right.
to
Exactly.
make it seem like I am on the same level as them. You're not better than us. You're not higher than us. You're not smarter than us. And it's like people that love you, that's not what they want.
That's not what you do. Yeah, exactly.
That's not. And,
Yeah.
I just had to realize that that is not love.
No.
As much as they want to say, I love you,
Nah.
that's not it.
Like, no, man, that's that that's the narcissistic type shit that
Exactly.
of love. Where you like, no, I had one full experience of that, like with a relationship, like as a relationship, and it be like, I do love you, like I do. No, this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it.
Yeah.
I actually don't think you know what that is because that's not. This is not it. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that. Yeah, this ain't it. I know that for a fact. I don't know
Yeah.
what we got going here, but this ain't it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So, no. Breaking the mold of what your parental units or any kind of indoctrinated authority figure has you see as what's right and true and acceptable, and what is, the status quo of love and how someone should be raised or how someone should be treated. Like,
Yeah.
no, you have to question all that, especially as you grow up. Like, and you notice in your childhood years that shit wasn't right. As you
Right.
get older, it does become on you to be like, mm-mm, I gotta change this.
Yeah.
I gotta change this. And that's what you've done. That's what you've done it successfully. I think that's something that you should be proud about, more proud than I think you are. Then you're not giving yourself enough credit for how far you have come. So allow me to say it for you. Like, you've
Thank
done a shit ton of work on yourself. Like, it's hard. It's really, really hard to do, especially when, again, you don't have anybody to like give and pour back into you. You got to just pour into yourself, and
you. Yeah.
that's that's tough, but you've done it, And again, like I said, I'm gonna send you the videos I did because it
Okay.
talked about exactly this. Like I said, I get like August and September finna be all like on and popping, like hey, it's time. We've now climbed the Jacob's ladder and we're out of the shit. And it's time. It's new horizons. And I hope that you can feel it, and I hope that you're looking forward to it, and I hope that you know you're deserving, and don't let anybody, when you start making a ton of money, please do not let anybody come in and try to make you feel bad about it. Like, period. You know what I mean? Because you've earned this shit. You have earned it. Your
Thank you.
entire lifetime of battles, struggles, and frontline spiritual warfare is what has awarded you what's to come. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not deserving of this.
Thank you. And I
Yeah.
can tell that that was like a channeled message, like the way that it came out and the way that it hit me. Like, yeah, thank you for that. And it's
You're welcome.
3:33.
Support. Support.
Yeah, like thank you for that.
Yeah.
I get those moments sometimes where I'm like, okay, you got to look at where you were and
Yeah.
where you are now. But sometimes we're so caught up in surviving and
Yes.
what is happening, what experience we're having, that it is hard to see like how far we've come. Even just being able to walk away from relationships that I'd rather have, like the old version of me would have allowed that guy to
Yeah.
continue for years doing that. Years.
Yes.
And I'm like, no,
Nah.
no. I don't
Exactly.
like this. I can tell what you're doing, right? Like, I
Yes.
see
Yes.
exactly what this is, and I'm not signing up for that. I don't
Yeah.
want to play that game with you.
Yes.
I
I'm like,
don't.
yes. It's that that's what I'm saying. This is like this is what you train for. This is literally
Exactly.
like that is what you train for. You got this, you know, and
Yeah.
you are using it in real time, and that's top tier.
Yeah.
This is the cream of the cream. Like this is it. You're doing it, and like this is I think you're not grasping how great of a accomplishment it is. It really is like a huge thing because it takes a lot. It takes
It
a
does.
lot to get to this point of being like, ah, no, I see that and
Yeah.
cut it off at the path.
Yeah. When I think about the other relationships, 13 years, 8 years of taking the same thing for me to be 7 months in and
Yeah.
saying, nope, you
No.
will not even get a full year out of me. And I don't know, it's crazy, but as always, the nicest guy.
Yeah.
When you see, you know what to do
Right.
because you've kind of done it, but you're deciding not to. Yeah, okay,
Yes,
bye.
you just
Like,
opting out. Yeah, exactly. So you just opting out. Okay.
yeah,
All
but
right.
you think you're still gonna get the pieces of me that you enjoy? Nah,
Nah. Yeah.
nah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Not
Oh
even my
no.
energy, not even
Ever.
my touch, not
Yeah.
even me entertaining you through text messages. Like, you're not even getting that.
No, because
Miss
that's your
me.
energy. Your energy is your currency. Going forward, literally, your energy is your currency. Like
Yeah,
that's what makes you like you are a spiritual multimillionaire. Like it's your energy. Your energy is not fathomable in earth terms. Like there's no amount of money that can amount to what your energy is priceless, and that is the most valuable thing that you have. Like it's your energy,
yeah,
and any kind of exchange, if that's an energetic exchange, if it's not
yeah,
equally yoked, we ain't doing it. If it's not
exactly.
receptive, if it's not reciprocal, we're not doing it. Like
Yeah,
no.
yeah. And he was talking about how, well, I don't think paying for damn dinners, like, I can count on two hands how many dinners you paid for. Like,
Right.
and I don't want to do all the, and I'm like, if that's what you're saying, if that's what you're bringing to me, it means you don't see what else I offer and how valuable my
Right.
energy is and
Right.
how valuable my time is. You don't see the healing parts of me, and not like healing as in the verb in me actively healing, but
Right.
the way my energy heals other people.
Exactly.
And you can feel it. I know that you can. Like, it's impossible to miss.
Yes.
Like, that's why you're like, oh, yeah, I miss your touch. I miss this. Yeah,
I
I
bet.
know.
You leech. You leech. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I know you
And
do.
then
I know you do.
yes.
But you also, you know that you miss it, but you don't recognize how valuable it is. And it's crazy because I gave him that one little extra,
Mhm.
that we give. And
Yes.
I'm like, okay, you either get it
Oh,
right now or you regret it later.
yeah.
And he just kind of, whatever, kind of blew that off. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well,
Deuces. Yeah, exactly.
like, dang, I even gave you a way to like stay a little longer. I messed up. And then when I thought about it later, I was like, Kaya, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, I mean,
Why?
because I think he was just trying to see,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
and then once you saw, you're like, oh, no, okay, let me get the F
No.
up out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna get the F up
Right.
out of here. Yeah.
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 I'm dead. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm actually good. I'm actually good, though. Thanks. No,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, the growth,
Oh,
I see it.
you got this, Kaya. You got
Thank
this.
you. So do you. So do
Anyways.
you.
So, do you have any like ways that people can contact you or get in touch with you, like a website or Instagram, or what do people use to get in contact with you for your services? What you have offering?
Yeah, so I am offering coaching sessions if you are going through the same thing, healing through from your parents, healing from childhood traumas. And coaching is a little bit different than therapy, but in a way that is a bit more relaxed to me.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And so I love that I don't have to diagnose you for you to get support, you know? I don't think we always need that.
Right.
So I do have that available, and I did put 10% off for your listeners if they I just put discount code podcast just to make it super easy to remember. And so they can use that for 10% off of sessions. And what I'll do is 4 sessions. The first one, kind of understanding what's been going on. Second one, more of strategies and things to implement. And then a third session of kind of checking in, okay, what do we need to tweak? What do we need to do with that? And then a fourth, like, okay, now we move forward. If you want more than that, we can always do that. But generally I have people like within the first couple sessions, like, oh, I feel so much better already.
Right,
So
exactly. Yes,
it
exactly.
sounds like it's not much, but
Yeah, but
the
it's because
work
you don't need it. That's
is, yeah,
exactly. When
yeah,
you're
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're a powerful healer, like you don't need, yeah. Listen, girl.
Yeah, like, and typically, I do have people that are like, "Well, hi, I'm not ready to stop. Like, I'm enjoying this. Like, this
Nah,
is
man.
working. Like,
Yeah, like
and so then I'm like, okay, we can keep going.
yeah.
But I am notes by Kaya on pretty much everything. I think Threads is the only thing that's still Monsters and Magic. But yeah, so that's notes by Kaya. You'll find it. You'll
Okay.
see it.
Okay. I got you locked in. And guys, don't forget you can use code podcast to get 10% off of your sessions with her. And thank you so much, Kaya, for being here and
Thank you.
sharing your experiences, your growth, your healing, your journey with us, and being a testament that this is something that can be done, because I think a lot of people feel like it's not possible, or like, oh, this is an impossible task that can't be done. But here you are,
Yeah,
testimonies. Here you are.
here I am. It
So thank
is.
you.
Thank you so much. And I hope anyone listening, like, it is possible. It's hard. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. I will never tell you that no contact is easy because it is not by any stretch of the imagination. But
Right.
you do get the opportunity to grow in ways that you probably wouldn't have, still being connected with family that keep pulling you back into the old version of yourself. And you could do it. Once you start to see that you're happier, that you are less stressed, that you are more peaceful,
Yeah.
then you start to see, oh, okay, this is great. Like, and start to see that it's worth it. I've lost so much weight since leaving them.
Yes, 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 yes,
Oh my gosh,
yes,
so everything else will also start to improve. Your mental health, the physical health, your spiritual health, like all of that, it will grow, but it takes you being able to make the sacrifice to let go.
exactly.
Yeah.
And with that, guys, thank you all for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye.